Hi everyone, this is in response to Forums Unit 4. Explain how you will apply the 5 principles of strengths-based education in your teaching, coaching. For me, it would be coaching. And it says be specific in the application and the principles it relates to. So, sorry I'm looking down, I'm referring to my notes. But for principle 1 would be measurement of the student. For me, it'd be measurement of the athlete, referring to my women's softball team. Um, finding the strengths in every one of my players, and continue to work off their strengths for academic achievement and associated behaviors. So for me, would be a few examples would be pitching and catching. We basically let them focus on just those two things, not to alienate them out from hitting or anything, but pitching and catching is quite the job within itself. So we want them to focus and pretty much become the best at that before we of performing at their at bats as well. So, and this can happen for any position, but mostly it's done for pitching and catching. um, Principle number 2 would be personalizing learning experiences. Encourage students to set goals based on their strengths, understand their personal goals and their assigned goals. So giving everybody an individual goal to set within itself. Usually when players come to us, it's usually hitting. They want to bat 300, batting average of 300 or over, and we set that goal. And pretty much what we do is every I think it's every 2 weeks the head coach prints out stats and lets them know where they're at, and what we need to work on, and to get them to consistently be at where they need to be. Another one would be, besides the batting average, is errors. So setting a team goal as well as individual goals of, you will only walk one girl a game, if not none. You will only make one error in the outfield, um, or none, and hoping that they achieve those goals. So personalizing the learning experience. And then principle number 3 would be networking with personal supporters of strengths and development. Working off their strengths, development, working off their strengths and not their weaknesses, because weaknesses can create division, and strengths can help build everybody up. So highlighting what they did correct and why, rather than what was done poorly and why. And for example, after every game, we don't like to sit there and critique what they have done wrong and why we lost the game and what we need to do better. So we pretty much either we won't talk to them, or we'll sit there and talk to them and let them know, good game. We let them know all the good things, and then when it comes to the practice next day, or a day after, depending where we play, then we'll start to we'll conversate over what was done poorly and what we can do to fix it, because we are at practice. I don't think that as a coach, I need to repeatedly let them know why they lost the game, or yell at them after a game. I'm sure they know what they did wrong. Everybody knows what they did wrong when you lose a game. There's no need to beat a dead horse, pretty much. Principle number 4: deliberate application of strengths within and outside of softball. So just having them focus on their strengths, within basically within the sport and outside the sport. So, for example, leaderships, we assign team captains every season. So just being a leader and setting team goals and knowing communication, having them relay that into the classroom and knowing that um, they can do it in both class and sports and hopefully in just life in general. So uh, applying their strengths just all around within, their lives. Principle 5, intentional development of strengths. Um, so even though I can say I have, 5 girls batting 500 and making 0 errors, I still can't let them get comfortable with where they're at, because then full effort will not be given. So, when someone's so used to doing grounders or doing so good at something, the lack of motivation starts because they're so good at it or they've already done it. So I guess continuing to challenge them at practice and letting them know, yeah, you're good at this, but let's try working on this. And everything can be critiqued. Everything, there's nobody's perfect, so everything can be worked on. As far as their strength, resources, techniques, knowledge, basically heightening their skills so that they aren't only good at their strengths, but they expand their strengths and can be better at other things. So that's it. Thank you.